saying, tonight Chelsea's gonna be like prime Brazil '98. So you know what I told them? I said, yo, Manchester United be under French. You know what I mean? We be prime Zidane and the guys from the French team that beat Brazil in the World Cup '98. You know how it goes. Big up to everyone joining me. It's an injury crisis. You gotta make it some light of this because it's dire straits. To be fair, at the end of the day, you know what's going on. Martinez is out again for a month with a muscle injury. And it's one of those things where it's like, could the season get any worse for Manchester United? Asking that question might seem fair, might seem unfortunate, but at the same time, it has to be asked. But fear not, because as you see on the thumbnail, there are two youngsters coming out from the U team. One is Willy KWAMBALA. You've already seen him a few times this season, and the other is none other than young Habeeb OGUNNEYE, and he's going to be featuring. Hopefully, he's going to get his debut. The young right back plays really well, very good on the ball as well. Let's see what they have to offer. Can Ten Hag make some critical changes and critical decisions that's going to allow him to play these youngsters? Can these youngsters grab this chance? Though it's not the best and most ideal circumstance, it's a chance at game time. Can these guys walk into the squad and claim their spot for next season? Guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? Let me know what you are thinking. It's your boy MarkN, MUFC fan, and it's the morning news, morning update, Manchester United views. Big up to all of you joining. Don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe. I should have my one or two guests coming in this morning. We're going to talk about Lisandro Martinez being out again. Lindelof is also injured, so it's back to only 4 defenders from a club that has 10 defensive players and only having 4 available. It has to be said, it's a crisis. Have we been sabotaged by the director of medical that came in from Arsenal this season? Because remember, guys, I don't know if you watch the Premier League as much as I do, but last season and the season before, Arsenal was injury stricken a squad. And guess what? Our director of medical was their director of medical during that period of time. Is there a connection between the two? I'd like to say there is. And to be fair, guys, it's disappointing to know and to see the performance, because at the same time, we wish, that we could have had more of our players fit. Like, maybe one more key player fit, like Alessandro all season. What difference would that have made? Because as you can see, when Alessandro Martinez is on the field, we tend to play out from the back in a better fashion than when he's not. So, guys, your thoughts, get in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Those of you on X, don't forget to smash a like and hit that retweet. Guys, let's get into the show. Big up, guys. And I got my buddy Vegeta in the building. Vegeta, what's going on, bro? How are you doing this morning?
You hear me?
Yeah, a little softer, bro. Yeah,
Setup is messing me up again this morning, broski. But anyway, big up to you.
big up, bro. What's going on? What's going
Let me
on?
just sort that out real quick. Give you two
Yeah, you
seconds.
should be fine, my bro. Don't even sweat it too much. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts when you hear that Martinez is out for another month, my bro? What are you thinking?
I'm sure you can hear me, but I just can't hear you. Don't know if it's my headset.
Uh, I can hear you, bro. So you can go ahead and give
Can you
your
hear me now?
opinion, bro, because I just wanted to know what you're thinking about, the current injury that Martinez is out for another
No.
month. How does
You know
that
what's crazy? I
impact
can
the
actually
squad?
hear the sounds on my PC, but not you for some reason. That's strange.
Okay, okay. Well,
Okay, one sec. I'll be back.
all right, no problem, my bro. Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Vegeta will be back. Big up to you, Jordan Wall. Hope you're doing well. Compost Smurf is coming in. Ten Hag is going to get blamed for inflation at this rate. Varane is out as well. Bro, concussion symptoms. Big up to you, mental ball game. What's going on, my bro? It's a one this morning. You're looking more for more likely something like good news today, guys. And it's not seeming to be the case because we're finding out Martinez is out for another month. Varane is also missing. Lindelof is out. Who are we gonna have in defense? But guys, fear not. I think Eric Ten Hag still might have some options, though it might be the risky options that he was not trying to go to initially. We have young Willy Kwambala in the wings waiting for his chance. Can this youngster take his chance? Can he stamp himself as a Premier League defender with this opportunity? You know, Johnny Evans is said to be coming back to fitness. Harry Maguire is ready and available. And a lot of us, we would like to see Harry Maguire moved on, because he does not suit our system. But we have to admit that he has performed very well this season. So it's quite difficult not to say that we might not be okay having Maguire step in. And big, fair enough if you don't rate him and you think it's gonna be bad. I'm just saying, what? There's also, if we could get Willy Kwambala to come in this game, he can provide that quickness, that speed, and that height that we might be missing because he's a big guy himself. Very talented on the ball, and we've seen him in the game against Liverpool, against Aston Villa, against West Ham, and he's played really well. He's given a good account for himself so far. So, guys, it's not all bad. And I know what it is, and I know some of you might be saying, what is Ten Hag doing in training? But I would also remind you that Alex Ferguson said you have to train how you play. You know what I mean? So injuries come. And if you look at the latest quotes from Pep Guardiola, he said the medical team said Kyle Walker is not fit, he's not available, and he's not ready for the game. But it's Kyle Walker. His body's amazing. He's got that genes. He'll be Kyle. So, I mean, if it was Eric Ten Hag saying something like that, I think we'd be crucifying him. But maybe because it's Pep Guardiola, who's said to be the greatest coach of our time right now, he can say whatever and do whatever, and everyone is going to applaud him for it. It's one of those things. Yeah, mental muscle injury after playing 15 minutes indicates he clearly wasn't match fit to begin with. But at the same time, mental, I'll say this. He had a problem with his knee. That was the initial injury, right? That happened when Kufal fell on him like a big cow. And what happened is with that is that when you're injured, other muscles have to take the strain, my bro. And
Yeah.
yeah, he's not going to be match fit because he was coming back from injury, so that's like 100% understandable. And at the same time, most players when they're coming back from injury, they're not always 100% fit. That's why there's something called match fitness. So at the same time, yeah, we all know that he wasn't really 100% fit, but at the same time, we needed him to perform. I'm not sure. I probably would have liked to see a Willy Kwambala come into the game, but at the same time, the manager is making the decisions. And of course, if he had came on in the game, didn't get injured, and helped himself getting some minutes back to match fitness, nobody would be blaming Ten Hag at this moment. It's just one of those things that you really can't predict because a knee injury and a muscle injury are two different things. You know what I mean? Big up to you, Stephanie. Stephanie, you forgot to drop your predictions for the power predictions for this midweek games. I didn't see your predictions for yesterday's games unless you let me know where they are so I can add them to the list. You're currently sitting on a 0-0. You know what I'm saying? Big up to you though, Stephanie, but it's in my community page. If you want, you could go and drop the predictions for today's and tomorrow's games, and I will add them. Big up to you. Yo, Vegeta, are you back, bro?
Yes, now I can hear you. Now I can
All
hear you.
right,
Hope
let's
you can
go,
hear
my
me.
brother. Let's hear what you have to say, because I'm the optimist in the building. So
Yeah, I hear you. But you know what? Yesterday was mad. Like, when did we start blaming the manager for injuries? Like, we must really hate Eric Ten Hag because I have never seen this level of everything. I mean, somebody even said he's the one who hires the medical people. I said, huh? What? What? Next thing we're going to be blaming him for Dan Ashworth if he fails, or Omar
bro,
Barada if he fails. But anyway, nah, man. I mean, yo, we're on our knees right now with these injuries. And it's funny. We went from not playing Harry Maguire last season to we need him this season. That's how much we are on our knees right now.
you,
But
you know,
yeah,
and it's crazy when you say it like that because for one, like we were all happy when he was benched by the manager. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The same thing with McTominay, and these are the players who are fit this season that are coming in and bring in some match winning performances when they are in the squad on most occasions. I have to say that, you know, it's just unfortunate that, you know, we didn't have a recruitment policy to probably move these guys on and bring in some new players. You know, I'm not saying that I'm not grateful for them being here right now, but as we know, we are playing we are intending to play a high line system, and it can't really be done with a defender like Maguire, to be fair. So, you know what I mean?
No, no, definitely. And it's become so bad. I think that as bad as the central midfield is right now, I think next summer we have to prioritize defense. Like the way our defenders are dropping like flies, are we going to end up relying on a person like Varane, who's also known for his injuries? I don't think we can do that. Shaw and Malacia have been missing in action. Like we don't have a left side, we don't have central mid. Like our team is on its knees. So I think in the summer we really, really need to not just address the central midfield, but also address what are we doing between getting injured, recovery, and back into the team. Because I think that's also something we need to be looking at. Obviously, that fraudulent Arsenal doctor that came to our club needs to go. Disrespectful guy. That guy's an op, bro. That guy was sent in as a double O spy, Trojan horse. He's really mashing up our thing. That guy needs to go, bro. I don't like having that
Bro,
guy around here.
that guy, that guy came in, bro, like the seed of evil, man. You know, big up to you, Yali. Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mind dropping Bruno down there, bro. He did a fantastic job the other day at CD. You know what I'm saying? And makes room for Mount or Ericsson to come into the squad. At the same time, you know, I look at it from the perspective where, yo, I really have to look at this medical department situation, and we really need to think about it really, because at the same time, like, I'm not one to call people names or whatever, but this guy, he has to be sabotaging us, man. Like, I'm convinced. You know, I look back at the information for the last 2 seasons with Arsenal and their injury reports. You know what I mean? Under this guy's tenure, he leaves this season, bro, and Arsenal players are fitter than they ever were before.
Yep,
You know what I'm
yep.
saying? So it's just one of those things where it's weird to me that, you know, he's now here and we're suffering an injury crisis of unprecedented stature that we never had before at Manchester United. Big up to you, Keyshawn. What's up, my bro? How you doing, man?
Hey Mark, I'm doing good. Who's the next guest?
Oh, Vegeta.
Oh, what's up, Vegeta? Hey bro, listen man, I don't know what's
All right,
going
what's
on
up,
with
broski?
Martinez because at the start of the season, Ten Hag said he was at least I think 80% ready, and I was saying to myself like I'm not feeling it for us to play him if he's 80%. And remember, we needed a centre back that season. We missed out on two. He comes into the season, gets injured, and then from then it's just recurring injuries. And I feel like he's been rushed back.
I feel that
And
as well.
if this continues, then it will carry on into upcoming seasons. He will become an prone player. You know what I'm saying? And we know the quality of the player that he is. So we can't be making these mistakes over and over. And they talk about the guy from Arsenal. When he was coming to United, Arsenal fans spoke about we're glad to lose him because the players at Arsenal are always injured. Look at this season. How many players Arsenal have injured this season? Not many.
100%, bro. 100%. You know what I mean? And I know, look, even Yali mentioned it. The only clubs that have not really had injuries this season is Wolves, West Ham. They are doing something right. You know, Newcastle have had the most injuries, followed by Brighton and Chelsea after United. And guys, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we're playing a lot of football. I also would like to mention, shout out to the extra time, for the added minutes that they're playing at the end of games, because I feel like that also is a predicament problem. Because, you know, extra 5-10 minutes might seem like nothing much to us watching, but to players is using up that extra 5-10 minutes of energy that they didn't have, that they ran out of minutes of before. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we really need to examine this. And I hope that, Omar Barada, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and these guys, at the end of the day, we have to say these guys because they come in as the new boys on the block, as the new part owners, and we expect them to have a new way of doing things. And as we could see with the certain appointments, Jason Wilcox coming in imminently, Omar Barada is already here. It gives you that impression of this is serious business, or these guys doing something, or they're plotting or planning something, big. So I would certainly think that this summer, maybe it may not have been the initial plan, but with what has transpired this season, I can't help but think that the only next step is to fire every single person and member of the medical staff. I don't care if it's
They have
the the laundryman in the medical staff. Everybody
to.
must go.
No, no, definitely, Mark. Because once, okay, two times. Now all of these injuries. Now we must give you the bombastic side eye. Now it's getting out of hand. Like, bro, it's bad enough we don't have a midfield, even though we've got midfielders in the team. Now we don't even have a defense, and this is when Onana's actually picking up form. Funny enough, that we don't have a defense. Like we just can't win. We had a defense and no keeper. Now we've got a keeper and no defense. Like we just can't catch a break at United.
100%. And mental, I saying the same thing. I hope Bruno don't get a nasty tackle in this game, because guys, I don't know about you, but some games I see Bruno get some crunching tackles, bro. And I just wonder like how this guy don't get injured, because some guys get a tackle like he get from soccer this season, injured for like months. If a guy get a tackle like the one Fabian Shaw put on him, it might have be injured again for months again. And this guy will just keep getting up and shrugging these tackles off and running about the pitch 90
Maybe his
minutes.
ancestors are with him. You don't know, Mark. Maybe he's got strong connections to his ancestors. The hyena is not affecting him. I don't know, man. Maybe that's just his best abilities to be available. Maybe that's why he's the captain at the end of the day. You know, always
100%
there.
on that. 100%. And it's one of those things, like I'm a Ten Hag, guys. I've been honest, I've been fair, and I will say it like that. But at the same time, I would blame him for mistakes that I feel like he could affect and he could change. But some things I feel like I can't blame him for. And I know Mental was not blaming Ten Hag on the injuries or the player. I know he was, when he made that comment earlier, he was referring to the medical staff and pushing the player back onto to train to fitness and stuff like that. And also, you never know the player, the squad, the player probably looking at the squad and saying, they need me out there. I need to push myself. I need to get back there faster. You know, at the same time, for me, I just hope that some way, shape, or form we could solve the problems so that we don't reoccur next season. Because at the same time, I feel like maybe we should just put Martinez off until the end of until the last two games of preseason tour or something like that. That way, for the next 3 months, he just resting, bro. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
mm.
And then he will work his way back to fitness in the first 2 months of next season, in the first month of next season, with the last bit of preseason. In my honest opinion, because we have Willy Kwambala, as I was saying. I pretty much would like to see him come into the squad and have a few performances because I think he's talented. I think he has shown that he's capable. He's able to play, to work under high intense pressure, playing against Liverpool and stuff like that. So, in my opinion, I'd bring him into the squad.
Mm. And you know what the sad thing is? The injuries are not just affecting our immediate future, but it makes it hard to sell people when they're injured. So even people like Luke Shaw, I know they're rumored to be back on the grass or just about ready to get back on the. I'm like, just keep him out, because if we're gonna sell him, I don't want to risk him getting injured. You know, then we can't sell him. Then he's with us for another season. No. So that's another thing that we need to take into consideration beyond these last few games is the summer. You know, we can't sell people injured players, unfortunately. So
Yeah,
I think just get them rehabilitated, get them as fit as possible, so that we can at least get them to do medicals to move out of our club. So, so that's another thing we need to take into consideration.
100%. Kishon, what you saying, bro? The game coming up against Chelsea. Are doing a little match review tonight. 10 p.m. UK time.
Match preview.
Match preview, yeah. So I don't know if you might be available tonight to come in, but your thoughts on how you feel the game might present itself, seeing that now Martinez is out, and we know Chelsea they're in 11th place, but they have been showing decent performances. They create lots of chances. It's just they're not clinical. So how are we? What do you think we need to do, or how you think we may line up going in before you hear any news from the manager because the press conference is today? What do you think we might have to do as a team to get by in this game?
Well, we're playing at Stamford Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, looking back at the last game, that was a bit of an open game. With the two teams, right? Ended 2-1. This time around, we have a lot of injuries, especially off that left hand side. Martinez, Victor Lindelof, we don't have any fullbacks, whatever the case is. Um, expect that the team will probably be the same team from the last game. Um, I'm hoping that Amad Diallo gets a start in this game because after the back of the Liverpool game, when he played and he scored that goal, it was unfortunate that he got that card and couldn't play the last game. So now that the suspension is up, I'm advocating for him to get a start in the game against Chelsea. Honestly, I would bench Rashford for that game. Play Garnacho off the left hand side, play Amad Diallo off the right, Rasmus to the middle, and the defense would consist of honestly, I played Dallo as the left back. I saw one Bissaka in the last game as a left back, and he wasn't comfortable against Brentford. So I would play Diogo Dallo, leave one Bissaka in his natural position, and the centre backs would be Varane is available, right?
Mm.
Varane and well, Lindelof is a doubt as well. He's out.
I think Lindelof is out for
No,
sure.
I
He's
think
So
under
injuries
Varane
drug
still.
and
test.
Johnny Evans.
I don't know. Is Evans
Maguire. I
back?
think I'm not too sure about Varane as well. Because I'm waiting to hear confirmation from the press conference because last I heard, Varane was saying he was suffering from some concussive
Oh yeah.
symptoms. So it's possible that the only available centre backs we have for sure is Harry Maguire, Willy KWAMBALA, OGUNNEYE, and well, I think that Johnny Evans supposed to be fit and ready, but you remember he wasn't cleared for availability for the game last this weekend. So
I don't think
I
Rashford
mean,
gets.
if he's available, then I'd play. If he's available, I'd play him and Harry Maguire.
not a bad centre back partnership, bro. Not a bad
Because
center.
Evans, he has been consistent throughout the season. If anything, 68 minutes, 78 minutes, you can always bring him off. Harry Maguire, for me, can play the full 90. He's that
Mm-hmm,
type of player. It's
mm-hmm,
just whether or
mm-hmm.
not he has a good game.
True.
Which, I mean, throughout the season, he has done well, to be honest. We can't really bash him. He's kind of recovered from his slump in recent years.
Mm-hmm.
So he has done well. But that would be the team, honestly. The midfield is the issue for me because it'll be an open game in the midfield. Nothing will change. You know what I'm saying? And it's two poor quality teams going to play. So what's going to be the big difference? You know what I'm saying?
100%, 100%. I would like to see Ahmad get some minutes as well, to be honest. For the longest while, I feel like Rashford need dropping, but, you never know. It could be the manager like Rashford. It could be the fact that in his contract he's supposed to start once he's fit. You know what I mean? You never know what is happening. I would say it's bitter both at the same time because I know the manager likes him, but at the same time, for a talisman like player or in my opinion, the talisman of our team, he doesn't show up and make that performance. So we need to do something drastic in this game. I think, back on this had a shift onto the players because they need to come out and give a big performance against Chelsea. We down right now, but we're not out for the count, in my honest opinion. I mean, when I look at it like this, I feel like there's an opportunity for young players who have been training with the first team for the last 6 months to make a chance for themselves. You know what I mean? To claim a spot for next season in the
No,
squad. And I could only look at it like this because Harry Maguire, what I mean, in my honest opinion, he has been really good this season, but I would still like to see him, moved on in the summer, in my honest opinion. I would rather keep Johnny Evans because I feel like Johnny Evans' experience is much more valuable than having Harry Maguire in the squad. So it's just one of those things. And well, Victor Lindelof is injured, so that's our next thing you have to worry about. But and then he's not one of the most physical defenders. So for me, I would like to have him replaced as well.
I
yeah,
mean, we don't even. If you look at it, we don't have any defense at this moment because Harry Maguire is a player that we need to move on. Victor Lindelof every season picks up injuries that leaves him out of the team for a large extent. Variant contract situation. Lisandro Martinez recurring injuries. So who do we actually have?
Yeah, that's why I said in the summer, the primary focus is going to have to be the defense because we're so paper thin and because we've got people who are so inconsistently not here. You know what I mean? Like, we can't keep having passengers. I mean, are we paying people to be on the medical table? Or are we paying people to play football games at the end of the day? You know, I think some people we just need to cut ties.
100%, bro. Like at the end of the day, I look at it like this. A lot of fans is be like, we need to cut this player. We should keep this player, this player, this player. I look at it like this, bro. I give every player 3 seasons to perform at United, and after 3 seasons, every single season is playing to remain at the club. You know what I'm saying? And when I look at most of these players, I feel like a lot of them don't have that credit in the bank. So for as a United fan, bro, they could go. They could all go. Because at the end of the day, they're not all going to be here forever. But what we guarantee to have next year, 10 years from now, is Manchester United and the red kit with the badge that we kiss every match day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, is that me? Sorry. Just going back to the Chelsea game, Mark, I think controversially, the way we win this, right, is the same way that Brentford almost beat us because we're not great on the ball, so it doesn't make sense for us to try and get on the ball for most of the game. We need to be compact because we've got no defense, and then we need to pick our moments and take our chances. That's how I see us beating. Um, and we don't need to be carrying passengers is another thing. Like Rashford, as much as Ten Hag loves him, he's a passenger. Bruno, sorry, has also been a passenger, but we have to play one of the two, and Bruno's our captain. So I'd rather get rid of Rashford, put him on the bench, play Garnacho in the left, put Ahmed back on the right. We've got Rasmus, who's back now in the center. That's our front. Those are our forwards. There's pace. That can actually terrorize the Chelsea team when we do go on the break. Because Chelsea are just like us. If you give them the ball and they need to break down a team, they struggle. You see, the one mistake we can make tomorrow, or yeah, when are we playing Chelsea? Tomorrow or Thursday? What's the day tomorrow? These bank holidays are confusing me. But the one mistake we can do playing Chelsea is letting them give us the ball. Because just as we can hurt them on the counter, they could probably hurt us on the counter. They've got the players for it. So I just think sit back, be compact, keep your defensive shape, and then when the chances come, you have to take them. We can't do the thing we've been doing of not taking chances.
Yeah, 100%, guys. If it's one thing that has, what you see, that's one thing that's been one of the biggest problems for United this season. Clinicality. They've been unable to take chances, and in a lot of the big games we've created a lot of chances early, haven't been able to take them. And it's one of those things where if we don't take the chances, that doubt creeps into the squad, and it's been something that plaguing the squad for a while now. And a lot of people would say in their opinion, might say a manager should be able to change that, but in my opinion, sometimes you can't really change PTSD just because you have a good psychiatrist. You know what I'm saying? So you might need to change the player to get rid of the PTSD. At the end of the day, the root cause of the problem is the personnel in a lot of situations. I think the mentality of some players aren't what it used to be. Maybe some players have experiencing some things that not allowing them to focus on the game. And we can't blame them for that in all occasions, because at the end of the day they're human. But at some reality, at some point, we're gonna have to look at it and be like, well, listen, it's not working out, bro. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we want to win. And as Manchester United, we need to get the players who coming out there and willing to fight week in, week out. You know what I mean? If you have to scrape a win, dirty, ugly, you had to scrape a win, dirty, ugly. If we could win it beautifully, win it beautifully. But at the end of the day, we have to win at all costs. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
know, Mark, at one stage we had four different strikers, all of them capable of starting for United. I'm so sick and tired of having people who literally think that no matter what happens, they're gonna show up on the team sheet, and they will because we don't have any other options. So if people's mental is so down low that they can't even hit the target, never mind the back of the net, sorry, bro. Let's get people who actually want to come and play the game, people who are mentally resilient, people who know how to pick themselves up when, because football is not linear. It's not going to always be perfect the way you want it to be. You're going to have your down days. And what separates champions from losers is that they're able to look at those dark days and carry themselves out of the mud to keep going. They keep going. So, yes, you don't always have it your way, but you still have to have the mental fortitude to say, bad day at the office, we go again, and you deliver the next time. So if you don't have that, there should be another two or three people waiting, pouncing, just like a lion waiting and just looking at its prey. We should have people in every position saying, "Ha, you see, if Dalo messes up, I'm the next right back. You see, if Bruno messes up, I'm the next number 10." And that's what I want long term for this team. And I'm hoping that's what the new structure guys are going to be looking at, because I think another thing that's been killing us that we're blaming Ten Hag for, bizarrely, is we've had these players playing for us for so long. It's almost as if they're used to clocking into work. Like, no matter what happens, Ten Hag is gonna be
Yeah,
gone. I'll be here. I'm clocking in. I'm getting my paycheck. No, screw that. Keep Ten Hag, address the players, let them know what's up, and let them, shake in their boots. The weak will get left behind, and the strong will prevail, and we will benefit from it. That's how I look
hundred
at it.
percent. And to be fair, like there have been reports that Ineos was supposed to meet. Well, the Germany trawler group supposed to meet with the players this week out to discuss the loss and discuss something that some views that they had about the performances. So maybe you never know what could be the statements. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I feel like Sir Jim and the Ineos group, well, we know Sir Dave Bradford is one that's coming here. Marginal gains, marginal gains. We know you speak a lot on those things, you know. All right, big up to you, Keyshawn. If you want to say have your last gasp, or give your last bit of comment before you run out, you know, jump in, bro. You're mute, by the way. Keyshawn, you there?
Maybe he's left us.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm saying against Chelsea, I feel like I would take the risk of playing Mason Mount just for something new. Not really because it's Chelsea, but I just try something new and not play Scott McTominay, because what does Scott McTominay actually add to the game? Let's be honest. He takes away so much. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like playing with a passenger in comparison to Marcus Rashford. So I think I'd play Mount tomorrow as well. You know what I'm saying? He scored a goal against Brentford. What worse can he do than McTominay?
Yeah, I would love
True,
that,
true,
bro.
true.
To have Mount
So,
scoring against
hundred
Chelsea.
percent.
Mr.
Mount
Chelsea
scoring
scoring
against
against
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
You know
Got
what I would
ejected,
do
bro.
to Chelsea, bro? Bro, I will be on Twitter, trolling heavy. I'll be fair and honest, guys. Everybody know I'm not a huge fan of Mason Mount. But I always said the guy could definitely prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? My biggest thing for me is the number 7, bro. That's the one thing I
Yes.
don't know if I'll ever get over that. But
I won't. I won't.
but let me see. Because if he could come out and deliver a monk dagger like Kenny trying to predict for the longest while, I taking that, bro. I being honest, I taking that and I'm moving on. And I will be on Twitter talking about, hey, once was blue, it's now red. Power to you. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be my statement on Twitter.
You reckon Mount celebrates at the bridge, or he does the
Bro, I
respect?
bet money
The
Mount
salute.
celebrates that goal at the bridge, bro. I telling man, bro. you know, You know
That would be
that
so
that
rude.
bro, listen to me. You gotta look at it like this, bro. Some of these players, their personality and thing, are
Yeah.
different. You know, Monk strike me as the kind of guy. If you mess with him and he get a chance to make, he get a chance back at you, he's gonna give you that wing to let you know, hey, remember me? You know what I'm saying? So if he scores tonight, I'm pretty sure he does that knee slide. I'm telling you, being honest.
Ooh, sheesh. Chelsea fans would not sleep well if that happens today.
Bro,
They
what
they
what will
will be
make it worse?
crying.
If he scores and have an assist and Hoyland score a double.
Oof. But you know
because
what? We could beat them, Mark. I know Brentford was bad, but like I said to people, I think people underestimated Brentford. And I said, guys, this is not gonna be 4-0. Clearly wasn't a 4-0. But with Chelsea, it's gonna be the Madico, as we call it. But I think we will come out of the mud cleaner than they will. To be honest, I'm that confident. I can see us beating them by like a 3-1, maybe even a 2-0 because Onana's been on his game. We could keep a clean sheet in this game. That just depends on the
100%.
defensive shape of the team. That's it.
100%. Yeah, Ali, you see this statement right here, brother? I'm not saying I disagree, but a super talent, bro. Maybe Mason Greenwood, but not Monk, bro. I think you have the wrong Mason there when you say super talent. I understand he's very talented and he's very good, but he ain't generational, my bro. He ain't generational. And people might be mad at me for saying that, but Mason Greenwood is a generational footballing talent. And you could just if you make an example, and I could make it easy like this. Everyone thinks Ivan Toney is an amazing striker, top class. Spend 6 months out of the game and look at his performances of, what I mean? It's not that great. But look at my boy in Spain. After 18 months out of the game, he's one of the most dangerous players, if not top five, in the
You want to
league.
talk about flipping mentalities, that kid, bro? Because I don't know who was saying it on which channel, but he's probably getting abused in Spain.
Every day.
We probably think he's getting no, he's probably getting abused, but the mental fortitude that kid has, that's what we call generational. We shouldn't be throwing that around lightly. Some people are just good or great players, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Bro, I being so real. I go into Spain this weekend.
You're gonna
Definitely
watch
gonna
him.
try to get me watching a game, bro. I'm being honest. If there's a game on, I will be there. I'm being honest. But you know what? You know, it's like this, right? Like I've heard from one of my friends who lives there, and they're like, bro, they've been to the game, been to a few games, and the chants are there from minute one. You know what I mean? But the chance gets silenced after his performances most of the time. You know what I mean? In the last two games, he didn't really. In the last game or two, I think he only had an assist. So he didn't really score. So it was a little bit louder. But usually when he scored, they stopped chanting. So at the end of the day, for me, it is what it is. And right now, forgetting him and focusing on United, we need players who have that kind of resilience. You know what I mean? We need players with that kind of mentality. We're gonna walk out on the field and play and do our best and back our badge and play our best, give it out all on the field, and the result is the result. But in a couple games, well, this season, you don't see that from every single player. Now, you see, there's a thing where at the end of the day, as a team, I will judge them as a team as well. But in a situation like this, where it have so many games where you see there are a few players who give in their best, doing, trying hard, and there are some players consistently who just not doing that. It's one of those things where at which point now are you going to start you blaming every single body for one person's consistent mistakes. It's impossible. You understand? So, like earlier on in the season, I was blaming Onana when we got knocked out of the Champions League, and in my honest opinion, rightly so.
Nah, that was justified. He killed us.
Right? But now look at him now. Like he's one of the reasons why we still in with a shout to get to top four. So now I can't blame him when we lose games really, because usually he's putting out man of the match performances for the last couple of weeks. So in my honest opinion, the only thing I can do is blame the offense. Because if I look at all the games we played, we lost, our offense has the least shots. You know what I mean? And when we
Mm,
have a player like Marcus Rashford, who's not the best creator, not even shoving two or three shots in a game, then what
that's
he
mad.
really doing on the field for 90 minutes?
He's picking up a check mark. That's what we've got. We've got social influences. We don't have football players at United. I think
Brother,
that's what we need to start
hopefully,
understanding.
hopefully this all changes soon, my bro. You know what I mean? Because the players that have that attitude and that fight, they getting injured. Martinez, you know what I mean? Out.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, bro. Like you never know. Bless.
But you know
Excuse
what?
me.
But you know
Excuse
what?
me.
I knew these players had issues when Ronaldo, one of the most disciplined, focused players, is trying to give some of that experience to them, and it's I want my custard and jelly. It's like, guys, this is a Ballon d'Or winning player bringing the right mentality, and you guys are crying. I knew it. I was like, these guys are not cut out for this. They're not even cut out for football, to be honest. Because every time somebody hurts their feelings, we have a press conference on Twitter. It's ridiculous.
Madness. Being honest, bro. Being real honest, bro. I being real honest. Like from the, when Ronaldo came back, I wasn't so excited as other fans in terms of him go and be the top scorer of the club again and all those things. I was more excited about what his experience and his drive, his professionalism could do to our dressing room and improve it, especially young players. And in my honest opinion, nobody needed him more than Marcus Rashford.
Yes.
Marcus Rashford is practically a CR7.2 project
Yeah,
that probably
he's
failed.
Ronaldo regen.
He's a Ronaldo regen, bro. But the problem with him is his game never improved. He never matured his game and take it past that, beat people for pace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And having Ronaldo, it's just so weird. The way fans is react. Imagine you have Ronaldo. What better player that win? What other player that win in late games, win more games by himself for a team than Ronaldo? That kind of mentality. And this is why, bro, as a man seeing Garnacho this season, and I could see the impact of Ronaldo on Garnacho. You know what I mean? Because Garnacho he's almost giving that little feeling, bro. Something could happen. Look at him. He going. Something could happen. And you know what I mean? He might not be there yet. And it might take him a little bit longer. Because let's be honest, in Ronaldo time, Ronaldo was phenomenal in CR7. When he was quicker on the ball, was better at dribbling. Garnacho might take another season to get there. But the most important thing is that he's giving that X factor, that feeling that, something could happen out of nothing.
Yeah, and he carried us. I remember when we were in the Champions League for the first time in a while. We could have got knocked out of that group a couple of times, but Ronaldo carried and piggybacked us on his back to show us that he's Mr. Champions League. And I think it's unfortunate that modern day players rely on power and pace, because when you look at people like Gareth Bale, who are in the same mold as like a Rashford, they've got the pace, but they've also got the technical abilities, so that if God forbid the pace goes away, they still know how to play football. And I hope and pray that that's something that Garnacho can add to his game, because I can still see that the first touches and some of the dribbling is still lacking. And if that kid can get that down, doesn't have to be like the best dribbler like a Ronaldinho, but if he can get his touching done properly, timing his dribbles properly so that he doesn't use up all of his energy, he could go up another level. I hope he looks at Rashford and sees what not to become, and remembers what Ronaldo was and what he wants to aspire to become. Because if he does that, because the kid's already got the mentality from what I'm seeing. Garnacho is just locked in. He just needs to learn a few things and add a few things to his game just to take him to the next level.
Yeah, looking forward to see what these guys gonna do tomorrow. Guys, don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe. There's 15 of you watching. Those of you on X, don't forget to hit the like and retweet, guys. It helps the channel grow. Help us get to 200 subs soon. Big up to you, Vichita Sama, my bro, for coming in. Hope you're having a good day, bro. And big up, if you guys have time, join us later for the match preview, 10 p.m. UK time. We will be here talking about the Manchester versus Chelsea. We are away at Stamford Bridge. The Reds need a victory. Will the Chelsea faithful do a number on United? I highly doubt it as a United fan, but at the same time, you never know what could happen. It depends on which team turns up, and I'll use the same phrase. In the 98 World Cup, they say Chelsea's Brazil, but you know what? United is France. So let's
Chelsea,
go. Big up,
Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea.
Chelsea. You know what? See you later. And Chelsea Dan, you need to be here for the match preview, bro. And if you're not here, I don't want to see you on the watch along, bro, because we're gonna have a problem. Stop running. Big up to you. Big up to you, Yali Malmin, for coming in. Big up to you, Kenny Fan TV. Big up to you, Mental Ball Game. Hope you're having a great day, bro. Big up to you. And big up to Joe Blackman coming in as well. Hope you guys have a great one. Stephanie, thank you for always being here. MVP of the Man United space. Catch you all later. Thank you for those who are watching. Shout out to you. And if you're not watching live, don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. Vegeta probably will be back later to bring his views because you know how it is. And I will also be here. So thank you to you and thank you to all of you watching. Catch you all later.